this project is to take the metal stamping that we did in the last video and attach it to a leather strip to make a bracelet. And so to do that we need the rivet setter, and we need these copper hollow rivets. It's a 1/16 3/32 rivet, and then we need to cut the length of our leather to fit our wrist. So I am going to cut a 7-inch piece of leather. I'm just holding it with my thumb there. And shears work best for this. And I'll talk about putting the clamps on the end, but I just wanted to get this positioned right here in the middle. And I'm going to mark, I'm just marking with an awl where these holes are, because I need to be able to punch the holes through the leather with the same hole punch that I used for the metal. So I'm just going to line this up with that position. Sometimes you need glasses for this. That's why I set mine out to remind me to put them on. There we go. So we want to punch the hole with the same tool so that we have the same size hole. And I'm only going to do one at a time. And so I'll line this first one up and take my rivet and set it. I'm using copper rivets on this brass piece because I just think that it's a nice contrast, but you could use brass rivets. You definitely want to make sure that this comes all the way through and is going to have some space to open on the other side. So this one feels a little bit short, to be honest with you. I thought for sure I had done this one before, so maybe there's just something wrong with this particular rivet. Well, let's just make sure that it's coming all the way through the metal. That it is. And now it needs to come all the way through my leather. It's feeling a little bit short, my friends. So what am I going to do in that case? I'm just going to tap it in a little bit just to make sure. And let's just go ahead and go for it. What we want to do is put this, the front of the rivet is going to go into the divot in this setter. And then I'm going to screw it down. And what that's doing is opening up the back of the rivet, flaring it out. And yeah, that worked. So I can see that the metal back of the rivet actually flared out, it mushroomed out nicely. And the reason that I do only one side at a time is that I want to make sure that this still lines up when I come to the other side, because sometimes that it moves out of position just a little bit, and I'm going to give this a little bit of a bend. I do have a tool that does that, but I just want to get this metal positioned the way that I want, because it's needing to be a little bit bent, curved to go over my wrist. So there, I'm going to make sure that that stays, and I'm going to give myself another little mark here. I'm going to twist this out of the way, and yeah, it's a good thing I did that because the second mark is a little bit farther out. So again, I want to come in and punch this hole. And get this second rivet into place. I'm going to give that one a tap in just like I did the other, just to get it into, seated in there. And I'm going to turn this over. I can feel it set into that divot. And again, give it a couple of turns. 1, 2, 3. And then back it out. And I can see the metal on the back of this as well. Okay, so both of those set in there pretty nicely. And now I'm ready to put the ends on. All right, so these are the clamp ends. They have teeth on them. They're called ribbon clamps, but we're using them on leather. I'm going to pinch them down with my fingers just to get them set. And then I need some chain nose pliers to really get them pinched in so that they bite into that leather and they're not going anywhere. So I'll do that on both sides. And then I need to attach jump rings to the end here so that I can make a connection on the end. I'm just going to grab the ones that I have right here, even though they're not the right color, just to give you a finished project. So we twist the jump ring open and put it through the loop and twist it closed. And same thing on the other end. We'll twist it open, put it through the loop. This time I'm going to also put the lobster clasp on the end and twist it closed. That way the jump rings stay in shape. They come back around and meet up perfectly. And there you have a nice leather bracelet with a metal stamped plaque on it.